Centuries ago, this city was called Holy Moscow. Then it was a center for religious pilgrimage. From the gold-domed cathedrals of the Tsars to the 15th century red brick towers of the Kremlin Wall, Moscow remains the spiritual heart of Russia. Following the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917, this city was proclaimed the center of power and capital of the atheistic Soviet state. More than 8 million people live in Moscow, making it one of the world's most populous cities. Home away from home in Moscow was the Hotel Sport, which housed the Soviet athletes during the Olympics. There, the sportsmen's team learned its first set of matches were scheduled for 10 a.m. on the second day of the trip. Coach Jay Wilson had asked for an extra day's rest before playing. So after a 10-hour flight and an unfamiliar Russian breakfast, the kids boarded the bus to meet their competition. Team captain Charles Hardison.
We have no idea who we're playing, how well they play, or the court. We're supposed to be playing indoors because it's raining out. But we have no idea what kind of facilities they have at all.
What advice and cheerleading have you given everybody on the team today?
Well, basically, I tell them every day, which back in Boston and here, is everybody should play hard. I shouldn't see anybody throwing their rackets, doing any kind of bad behavior. I just want everybody to be trying 100% effort out there. That's it. That's all I ask for.
Moscow's Red Army Club was to be the first club in which the team would play. Primarily for the children of the Soviet military, this sports club, like the many others found in the Soviet Union, is a place where young people can go after school to do their homework, have fun, and develop their skills in sports. From these clubs come sportsmen who represent the Soviet Union around the world. I asked Petrov Vladimir, director of all sports clubs in Moscow, if these clubs are training Soviet athletes for the Olympics.
Yes. Готовят. Значит, в принципе, значит, эта школа не только вот.
So this club not only prepare or not only teach children, but also choose the best one for future competition.
На игры, олимпийские.
We'll play a doubles game. The 14-year-old girls. You have 14-year-old girls? Okay.
So they have 2 girls.
2 girls. Okay. So
Coach Wilson and Petrov Vladimir set up the matches for the day and agreed on the rules. Under international rules, coaches are not permitted to advise their players during the match.
2 sets.
2 sets and 1 tie break.
2 sets with a tiebreaker. Okay. Okay. All right. 2 sets.
2 sets and 1 tie break.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
So return a serve, come in, anything, just come in.
In one of the first matches, Tanya and Karen will play 12-year-old Anna Linkova and 14-year-old Tanya Strelkova.
This is a very different floor than we're accustomed to play on. It's like gymnasium floor. It's very, very slick. The ball slides. It doesn't set up the way you're accustomed to. So it's going to be a tough match.
As veterans of many tournaments on the road, chaperones Jean Robinson and Mary O'Sullivan have watched their daughters play together often. But today's match is especially exciting. Anna Linkova has won many citywide and regional competitions in her age group. Her father, Michel, a computer engineer, spends much of his spare time at the Red Army Club watching Anna compete. The Sportsmen's Club won the girls' doubles 2-6, 6-4, 6-1, and the team won 7 of 11 matches played in Moscow. The juniors from Sportsmen's Tennis Club proved to be quite a formidable adversary for the kids from Moscow's Red Army Club. But while competitive adversaries on the court,
Friendships flourished off of the court, in spite of the language barrier.
Yeah, so it says, it has a picture of Gorbachev on it. Yeah, do you have the one like with the hammer?
Instant friendship and respect developed between team captain Charles Hardison and his opponent, 16-year-old Vladik Dishkov.
This is your picture. I will send you a picture of me.
And Keto Robinson found a pen pal. But because of the postal censorship that still exists in the Soviet Union, her return letter may never reach its destination.
Bye.
We were shown more Soviet hospitality with an invitation to afternoon tea at the home of Anna Linkova. Many Muscovite families live in tall apartment buildings like these. Rent is cheap in the Soviet Union, but apartments are small and hard to find, and the waiting list is long. A family of 4 is allotted about 500 square feet of living space by the government.
It's as good as a soda back home.
There are shortages of food throughout the Soviet Union, but usually when guests are invited to a Soviet home, a lavish spread of sweets and cakes are prepared, and guests are expected to eat every morsel. Saying goodbye was difficult for the girls who had become friends in such a short time, but they promised to meet again, perhaps on the international tennis circuit. The sportsman's second stop was in Riga, over 500 miles west of Moscow in the Baltic state of Latvia. Latvia and the other Baltic states were annexed to the USSR by a 1939 Soviet-German war pact. The Baltic states are now petitioning for their independence. The cobbled streets and graceful Gothic and Romanesque architecture give Riga the air of an elegant and quiet European city. But just a few miles from the city, the mood is quite different. The seaside resort of Jurmala, with its 10 miles of sandy beaches, lures vacationers from all over the Soviet Union. During the holiday season, the population of the town swells from 65,000 to over 2 million. The team did a little beach combing after a morning of matches in Jurmala.
Just catching some rays, enjoying this free time, not playing tennis, no pressure.
Playing any more matches today?
No, that's it for the day. We're getting some rest and relaxation. That's about it. Everybody's played so well that Mrs. Smith was just like, take a break, and I can just relax. So this is nice, though. I like this. I mean, everybody thinks this isn't Russia or Soviet Union. This is great.
Will you practice for 4 or 6 hours?
Yes.
Are you sure? Yeah, like Carter Ash? Huh? You will do it? Yeah, good.
Olga Morozova is now the national coach of the Soviet tennis team. In 1974, Morozova reached a world ranking of number 4, making it to the finals of Wimbledon and the French Open that year, only to lose each time to Chris Evert. After marriage and a child, Morozova came back to the courts in 1983 to lead the Russian Revolution in the world of tennis.
As a national coach, I'm fighting for the money which they will give to the government, like maybe tax, because we don't have tax yet. But I like this money to bring to tennis. And after, to develop tennis, like I said, we need more tennis courts. We need to send our coaches, to give them more education, to send kids to overseas, more kids, not only 5, which best in the team.
What hopes do you have for the future of the Soviet team?
When we started, I have only one goal in my life, just to bring them on an international level. Now we have people who are already playing in the final of French Open, who is playing final of Wimbledon in doubles. For example, Savchenko and Zverev won French championship in doubles. But we have another problem now with the professional sport. That's the biggest thing which we have to discuss and to decide. Since last year, they were already getting more than about around $1,000 a year. But now they're getting per percentage, but they're fighting for more percentage, which I agree, they have to.
This is the Central Tennis Club, the Olympic training center for the Soviet national team. Here, the juniors from America and the Soviet Union met on the red clay courts, once graced by Sweden's Björn Borg and Russian Alex Metrovelli.
Tanya, you're going to play the little blonde girl, the one that played mixed doubles with you the other day.
The pink?
Okay. You're going to play her, right, yeah. And Timmy, you're going to play a little 12-year-old blonde kid. I don't see him here now, but it should be an interesting match.
But today, these courts feature at least one young player not conditioned to the rigors of an international tour.
Why don't you want to play today? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to play? You don't want to play today because the guy beat your brains out yesterday?
No.
I'm trying to give you a chance to get it back. Now, you can beat this youngster. I mean, you know, if you just absolutely don't want to play, we want to insist on you playing, but you're always saying to me, can I play, can I play, can I play? So I thought you'd really be anxious to do it. So I picked out a kid that I felt was your equal, and you could have a good match with him.
As you might expect, the coach prevailed, and Timmy was sent onto the court for a singles match.
They haven't had much experience playing matches day after day. They're in good physical shape, but they get bored playing that much. And this is one of the things that people don't know about playing tours, that a kid has to really be attuned to that type of thing. It takes a certain type of personality.
Jimmy Connors said that the game of tennis at the professional level is 95% mental. For these kids at this point in their tour, do you think that their winning is based on their mental strength?
Their wins definitely, after the first 2 or 3 matches, are mental. That becomes a tremendous strain on them to play the level of tennis that's required of them.
Research from UCLA demonstrates that during a typical tennis match, only 1/3 of the time is actually spent playing tennis. The rest of the match is spent between points and changeovers. A player can make anywhere from 900 to 1,000 decisions in an average match, each made in less than a second. And there's plenty of time to second-guess those decisions because of the stop-and-go nature of tennis. Today, Timmy Solomon's mental game took control. He won 6-1, 6-1.
Timmy, this morning you were complaining about being tired.
Yeah, I felt that I was tired, but then when I got into the match, I started feeling pretty good, so I didn't feel tired anymore.
What was going through your mind when you were playing this guy?
So I'll just win and get it over with, and now I want to play another match.
Of 14 matches played in Jurmala, the American team took 9. And the Sportsmen's Tennis Club won an invitation from the Latvian Tennis Federation to return to Jurmala in May of next year for the prestigious International Tennis Federation Games.
Would like to extend you an invitation to come to Boston and play out.
This program is being brought to you in part by Reebok, marketers of high-quality footwear and apparel worldwide.
One Reebok athlete.
Some say there are 40 million faithful Christians in the USSR. The Soviet government would only admit to 25 million. The Russian Orthodox Church dates back to an 11th century beginning in this city. Kiev, the Russians call it. We call it Kiev. Kiev, the capital of the Ukraine, is the last stop on the Sportsmen's Tennis Tour of the USSR. The Soviets play their national championships here, and the juniors from Sportsmen's enter this city as victors, confident from their impressive wins in Moscow and Riga. Kiev's Square of the October Revolution is a popular gathering place in the center of town for casual conversation and people watching. After 70 years of being a closed society, the Soviet Union is headed in an uncharted direction under Mikhail Gorbachev's policy of glasnost, or openness. Tourism is up almost 40% in the last 18 months, But few Soviets have seen tourists like these.
We're the show of the town here.
Everybody's looking at us.
Looking at us. Oh. We're Americans. Can you notice? I know. Americans.
The Dynamo Sports Society was started after 1917's October Revolution and is famous for its development of Olympic and all-world champions in boxing and weightlifting. Destroyed during World War II, the Dynamo Sports Club moved here to Kiev, Central City. German Benjaminov has been the head tennis coach since 1983.
Значит, для нас было это приятной радостью.
It was good news to us. We got a message from Moscow that you come here through Soviet sport, and we're glad you come here because the latest American team which played on this course, it was only 15 years ago, was a youth tennis team, and now you're the first since that time to come to Kiev, and everybody here is very glad to see you.
Приезжали американские теннисисты.
Garrison, United States of America. Fadin Alek, Soviet Union. Service, Garrison, United States of America.
As a show of respect, Boris Dubrovsky, the Davis Cup referee from Poland, has been called in to officiate Charles' match against one of the best young players in the Soviet Union, a member of the Ukrainian tennis team. Charles won the first set, but lost the hard-fought second set on a controversial call. Dubrovsky has allowed a 10-minute break before the third set tiebreaker.
This gentleman is the head of the Davis Cup here in Russia, and I really think as their guest, we really should not make
Davis
such
Cup,
a...
Davis Cup or nothing. He shouldn't. I mean, if he's going to do that, that's completely wrong. That's completely unprofessional.
He just missed the call. And so, in any event, I think the major thing is just don't worry about what he does. Just worry about what we do. And what we do is go out there and hit the ball.
Out. Dios.
What do you think about this opponent that Charles is matched against today?
He's a pretty good player. Pretty good player. And a third set like this, it's a matter of who wants it the most. Both of them are very tired. And of course, as you know, Charles has played a lot of tough matches in the last few days. But being captain of the team, he feels as though he has to win. And so it's going to be interesting to see if his body will say yes and his mind say yes.
Game, set, and match. Garrison, United States of America.
Charles won 6-3, 6-7, 6-4, and the Sportsmen's Tennis Club took 6 of 9 matches in Kiev. Dorchester's Sportsmen's Tennis Club received a hero's welcome on their return to Boston, having won 22 of 34 matches in the USSR.